Hey everybody, and thanks for watching Woodcrest Bonsai. Today I'm going to work on this Ilex Shillings. This was purchased along with 4 others as landscape plants. And then I root pruned them and put them into bonsai pots in the winter of 2023. So they were in a 3-gallon pot. Okay, 3-gallon pot. So you can see just how much the roots were pruned. I cut off, what, 3/4 of the roots to get them into these bonsai pots. Only in the winter. I can only do that in the winter with any success. Doing it any other time of year and you're playing with fire. This tree is a multi-trunk, and I was really looking for single trunks. It has a really nice thick base, just like all the other 4. But then it splits into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different branches, very low. So I thought what I would do with this tree is try to depict an old oak, a giant oak tree growing in a field that is, has very low branching and then just expands out and becomes this massive thing. So that's what I'm trying to do with this guy. Today is just a lot of removal of the excess. We have a fair amount of growth on top that all needs to come off. Although I'm not going to cut as much off on the sides because I want this tree to be fairly short but way out, like here, where my hand, you can't even see my hand. Okay, so out to here. So I'm going to do that by allowing some of this growth here to move out into that area. And as is usually the case, you want to take branches, let's get him centered a little better. You want to take branches that are going against the grain, like this guy here. He's shooting straight against the grain, so take him out. A lot of branches that are growing straight up on the main branches, on these lower branches. You want to shorten all of that. You want to take off anything that's coming down. I think I'll use my concave cutters for this chunk right here. Let's see what we got going on here. This piece here is very thick and heavy, but it could be wired. Shillings has soft wood, but it also can get quite brittle as it thickens. So getting this guy down like that is something that I will do in the spring. And then in here we could use something like that and take off this guy. There's a whole lot of excess growth on this tree, because that's what Shillings does. It pops just all over the place. And I really don't want anything between the 2 main branches. Maybe a little tiny bit like that. And then the apex is just going to be kind of a round. I'm not going to have like one apex. The apex is just going to be a group of small branches that form the crown. And these 2 here are really competing visually. But at this point, I don't really have a decision on what I'm going to do about that. So for now, I'm just going to leave them. Take this guy to here. I would normally probably shorten that more, but once again, I want my tree to be out where you can't even see my hand. So much for my ability to make a video. But I think I'm trying to get better. So if we, I don't have a camera that can zoom while you're taping, so out into here. Maybe I should bring it even further. So, you know, bring this branch to there. That's the way that we're going to do that side. And then all this small stuff here all needs to come out further. So I want the tree to be way out here. Big, huge oak tree with massive lower limbs. And the double trunk part right now, I'm just going to leave it as it is. And when I do the root prune in the spring, this tree is now going to be 2 years in the spring in the same pot. And if we check it out, let's see, we still got, oh, it's got really nice roots, and it's not totally root bound by any means, so a good root pruning in the spring will help it tremendously. And this tree still has a little bit of busyness, but I don't think I'm really going to worry about that right now. So already it looks pretty good. And the pot is perhaps a little bit too big, but I do that quite a bit, especially on trees that I have newly root pruned. I have no problem with doing what's called, you know, over potting, where you put it in a pot that aesthetically it's probably too big as far as, you know, the art form part. Because once again, a pot should be 2/3 of either the height of the tree or the width of the tree. So this puppy here is about 12 inches and the tree's only about 7 or 8. So then we're going to be using the spread of the tree. And if the tree spreads the way I want, it's really missing a bunch over here. I want it to come out, you know, like into here. That could be where this pot still is in pretty decent proportion. Just needs to grow out. You want to take anything that's growing up and shorten that stuff. There's some more in here that's growing up that we really don't need. So that's starting to look pretty good. And for some reason I've got the front skewed there. The front is more like that. I left this little branch with this little tuft to sort of hide the fact that both of the main branches are so similar. That kind of... Actually, in the viewfinder it doesn't look that bad. I keep looking at it going, man, what am I going to do with those? Take a little bit off here. This is dead. So take that off. We've got some growth coming against the grain here. And that's the nature of shillings. It'll just send growth like every which way. But that's why they make great bonsai. Another great thing about Shillings is this is the biggest a leaf ever gets. That's it. You don't get a leaf bigger than that. So leaf miniaturization is already done by Mother Nature. You don't have to be working a tree to get the leaves small, because it's already happened by just the natural size of the leaves. There's a branch right here that is really struggling, and I guess for now I'll leave it. It's probably not even necessary since I've got this branch here. You see behind, it's very weak, so it may come off. I've got a few more stubs, like there's a stub right here that appears to have died. Oh, I guess it wasn't completely dead. A little bit more, let's turn it around some. Do some more of this stuff, shortening the growth that's shooting up. And we've got some suckers from the base that are probably completely unnecessary, but I'm going to leave them for now. You can always cut them off at a later date. And this guy here, you see this guy here suckering from here? It is entirely unnecessary. You know, it's just shooting straight up into here. What you would call a water shoot. So yeah, that cleans it up. We got a little bit more here that looks dead. Yeah, that's about it for today. Cleaned it up quite nicely. I certainly didn't whack it back the way I did the other two. If you go check out the playlist for some of the other ones that are exactly the same age as this guy, all purchased together, I really took a couple of them way back. Although there's no question in my mind that doing that, they're going to be better trees. So yeah, just bring this guy down in the future and then attempt to promote this to come out, and so it'll be in that huge live oak style. And already it looks a whole lot better. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And as I said, I just created a playlist. I will add this video to that playlist so you can watch all the trees and see just their similarities and their differences. And I think I already said subscribe and hit the notification bell, but I guess repeating it can't hurt, right? Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.